All right. Well, I was trying to record, but the dog was making so much noise, so here, here we go again. So, just wanted to document and, I'm basically making these videos for myself. And it feels very easy for me to just come out and say things, I guess, like this, get my true self out there, without judgments or anything. And I don't know. It feels very good to just document and go through everything I'm going through just for myself. So, of course, I previously was talking about Twinflame mumbo jumbo stuff, and yeah, I was like, of course, heavily debating like how I don't know crazy it is, the idea. And in reality, even if it is real or not, it's good to separate it from it and not really think about it too much. However, um, the more I see just a lot of things now, more understanding, it, I think it is a twin flame for sure now. Um, there was a lot of doubt because um, I realize there's like people saying false twin flames, trauma bonds, all this stuff. But in reality, while we were together, we were never abusive to each other. She has never once insulted me. She always meant me well. She always tried to help me. And it's just very sad when I think back at it now. And of course, I always wanted the best for her. And the one time I did hurt her, of course, is when I found out that she was seeing somebody, and it was a misunderstanding, it seems. So, why I realized why the twin flame thing is real between us is because there was a constant push and pull. I was pulling away, she was pulling away. We were both pulling away from each other constantly, over and over. And I realized at first I was the one pulling away more. Now that I look back at it, I pulled away first in all this stuff. I I guess I started to look at her and just started to feel bad about myself or something like that. I didn't know, but I just started feeling uncomfortable. I think I know why. I remember when the last time she was at my place, I just stared into her eyes deeply, and I don't know why, but it made me feel uncomfortable. And she stared back at me, of course. And then looking back at it now, I guess I was like looking at myself. Now that I think back at it, I was looking back at myself. I I don't know. It was very hard to explain the whole thing, but I think I was looking back at myself now that I think about it. And there was another time too early where I did pull away also from her. And it's so weird. But I think she brought up a lot of things in me. But this whole time, we never meant to hurt each other ever. never really got into any real arguments until the whole fiasco that happened. So, I guess I'll briefly explain how this all happened, why the separation happened in the first place. So, I immediately pulled away. I pulled away from her. I started to feel bad, and then I didn't really contact her for a bit, and then even I always remember when she sent a text. She sent a text at a really weird time, and then I just didn't respond to that later. And I say "Hey, yeah, I got your message now," and I was just always there for her at any time, and then I just pulled away like that. And at that point, I did pull away from her for quite a while. And yeah, and then of course at the same time, there was some stuff going on with my ex-wife, and I thought maybe that's why I was pulling away. There was a lot of heavy stuff going on with my ex-wife and her drug use and all this stuff. But I realized that was not why I was pulling away. I started to think it was, but no, I started to pull away from her, I realize now. And yeah, it wasn't my ex-wife and her problems to make me feel bad being with her. No, it wasn't that at all. It was actually just her. I think I didn't really know what was going on, I guess. But that look into her eyes, just, I don't know, I started to feel things, I think. I started to feel uncomfortable things, I think. And I don't really know what they were at the time. I didn't understand. But I guess I was looking into myself a bit. But even before this, there was another time I pulled away also for a little bit, and I felt very bad about that one. And then what happened, well, I guess I'll briefly explain how it happened. So I pulled away for a while, and I was also busy too. I was moving at the same time. We still kind of talked to each other every day, but we didn't really physically see each other. And in her case, she has a lot of abandonment issues. This whole time I still loved her dearly. I did love her dearly. She never said she loved me back, but I was really trying to do a bunch of things to have her have trust in me. And I don't know, maybe those things I started to feel rejected and all this stuff. I don't know, or just feeling I'm not good enough. I think that's what happened. Now I understand. I felt like I just wasn't good enough. And it stems back from this feeling of my mother, and never feeling good enough for her. And this is where these issues stem from. She, I guess, mirrored my mother in a way. My mother being unhappy with herself, miserable, needing another person, other people to be happy or unhappy still. All of these things. And yeah, I know I'm looking back at it. That is exactly what happened. Yeah, and it's just I think that's just what happened. I think she brought, maybe I couldn't really identify it at the time, but I think she probably brought out some latent trauma in me that I haven't really gotten over with, and why I kept going into the same problems. And then I just started to distance myself. I'm gonna see that now. And okay, so I keep delaying it. What caused the whole separation process to happen? So I was like kind of pulled away from her, didn't really see her like that, and that I think triggered a lot of abandonment issues with her. And of course, in her case, she just can't be alone, so she seeked anything. And of course, she started to seek an old friend, and then one thing led to another. They probably slept with each other, all this stuff, and yeah. And then this whole time, it sounded like she thought that I lost interest in her, that she had made assumptions and all this stuff, and instead of confronting the problem, I did the same thing too. I didn't confront my problem either. We both did the same problem. We both didn't confront each other. We both had misunderstandings of things. And eventually she just flat out just told me that yeah, she started seeing him, and then she just really made the assumption that I wasn't interested in her. She was like, just flat out just said it just like that. It sounded like she didn't really think much of it. And then of course I felt really bad. I felt horrible. But she was going through a rough time at the moment, and I held back. I didn't want to say anything bad at you this whole time. Even being hurt by her in this action, when I know looking back, I don't think she meant to hurt me. That I didn't want to hurt her either, and I was just trying to be so diplomatic with it. And I just did not want to hurt her either. But as things started to pan out, and I started to explain how I actually felt about everything, and then she's even saying how bad she felt, how horrible she felt, because it sounds like a misunderstanding. But yeah, it sounded like she made a lot of assumptions, thought I abandoned her, basically. I lost interest in her. And she started to seek something else. And of course, this whole time I was just telling her I love her. I love her this whole time. And I don't think she could handle that. And she flat out just started to shut down completely. Someone who is like confident that they just moved on to another person and all this stuff, it wouldn't have the reaction she did. It sounded like she had deep regret, deep sadness, felt really bad of what she did to me, and she really just wanted to avoid the whole thing in general. She just didn't, she seems like she really struggled to just look at me anymore. And that's not somebody that is happy with the person they replaced you with. It looked like she really did have a misunderstanding of things, and she felt really bad about it. And then to look at her face, I remember one time she looked so just distraught, so regretful, so ashamed of herself. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to be as nice as possible. And of course, she did try to deflect a bit. And And then I sent a very, unfortunately, I did send an angry text to her, and I didn't mean it to hurt her. It's just to kind of just trigger some things, because I know for a fact whoever she's replaced me with is not better than me. Did not have the communication level we did, all these things, and that is true. She doesn't know this, but she kind of told me all this stuff without her realizing it, and that's how I was able to say this stuff. But she doesn't recall that. But yeah. I know the person she replaces me with doesn't look better, doesn't talk better, doesn't do anything necessarily better. She just tried to find anything she can, to fill the void, of course. And it's still very sad thinking back at it, just her reaction. And then, of course, after that angry text, and she said too, like she felt like she wanted to kill herself, because she knows what she did. She knows I said a bunch of just truthful things, and it hit her at her core. And one of the last times I saw her, she blocked me after that on everything. She flat out said she wanted to kill herself. After I said that, I didn't say anything necessarily bad about her, but just like who she threw me away for, and how bad I felt. And just, I remember one of the words I said, I wanted to give you the world. And all this time I just saying how much I loved her. And one of the few things she said, like she wanted to kill herself after hearing that. And for such a while, why she blocked me and all this stuff, and she still has so much regret over what she did, and she's just thinking I'm just angry at her this whole time. I'm just going to send more angry stuff to her for what she did. But I forgave her. I forgive her so much. But now she knows I forgive her. I love her dearly. And how much I valued our connection. She knows all this now. And I'm very happy about that. Just, it gives me a lot of peace knowing that she knows those things. But now is the separation period, of course, of all the Twinflame stuff. And basically, I have a gut feeling that she still can't forgive herself for what she did. And I think she knows also in a way, she feels she can't give me what I want in a relationship with her. And it's why she still refuses, I think, to talk to me right now. And this whole time, she really refuses to say her feelings, her true feelings about me, all this stuff. And in general, she's been very silent very unresponsive. And of course, I'm just completely blocked on everything right now. But this whole time, she hasn't said one bad thing to me. And I guess in my case, I didn't necessarily say a bad thing about her either. But I hurt her a lot with my words, if it makes her want to kill herself with her actions, I guess. But now, the important thing I need to do now is, if the twin flame scenario is true, I really need to let go. I really need to I really need to live life without her and continue on my spiritual journey of sorts. Right now, the big thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do is this process of living in the moment, not so much in the past, not in the future, not expecting outcomes, not constantly going back to the past thinking about things. All this stuff. That is what I need to do now. Unfortunately, for many of us, our thoughts control everything. And of course, a lot of us say, oh yes, we live in our thoughts and so on. And yeah, a lot of us really do think, like, live in our thoughts in our mind. And that's normal. That is regular human life. And it unfortunately creates a lot of our suffering. For me, all my life, I live in my thoughts. And I really don't, it's really hard to comprehend actually living in the moment. We all say live in the moment, all this stuff, but we don't really know what that means, of course. I'm starting to see and understand that. But basically, to really fully live in the moment, you need to remove yourself from your thoughts from an observer position. And it is easier said than done when your whole life you've just been told to think. And there's been quite a few philosophers that said, I think therefore I am, or something like that, or I am my thoughts, or all these things. But the reality is, no, we are not our thoughts. Our thoughts control us, is what I'm learning now. And we need to learn to live with our intuition more. Of course, there are moments where we can use our thoughts, and it is useful to use our thoughts. But for the most part, for everyday life, we don't really need to use our thoughts for everything. There is some, of course, processes where we need to use our thoughts to have more complex problem solving. But for everyday life scenarios, no, we don't need to do that. And it's something I'm trying to learn to do. But it's easier said than done. If you, for the most part, since the child been told to think, think and plan, and I don't know, constantly thinking ahead. And then, of course, so many of us, we reminisce on the past, we reminisce in our thoughts. Some of us really live in the past, and in the case of me and her, I still live in the past sometimes. No, like, just how what a beautiful person I really think she is. And my thoughts still go back to that all the time. And then how much I miss her. But I need to realize that true love doesn't need the person with you. Like any family members. Like I haven't seen my mom in many years. I still love her. I don't think about her every day. That's one such example. And I need to think that about her now. Basically, make her become like a family member I have not seen in a long time. I think that would be a healthy way to stop my thinking about her and wanting her so much to be here with me. And in general, I need to just learn not just enjoy life without her, because the reality is I am happier now without her than I was with her in the past, before my awakening and so on and so forth, before my ego death and all of this stuff. I need to really realize that. I don't feel like I have this same void, this same need of validation, this like things I feel like I always need for myself. And of course, I'm eating healthier, I'm sleeping better, exercising more. All this stuff is becoming natural and easier for me. My life is the best it's ever been, ever. And wow, I'm single, because for the first time I don't need validation. I don't need to chase either. It's a big thing also in my life. For such a while, I was just constantly chasing a relationship, trying to grab onto what I can to feel good about myself. In my marriage, in all these relationships in the past, I feel like I just needed a relationship to feel better about myself. I need this other person attached to me to feel better about myself. For the first time ever, I don't have that same feeling. And now I'm trying to really visualize, trying to really think my true thoughts on being alone right now. What is my true thoughts on being alone right now? It's weird. It's like, okay, how do I explain this? So I still have the dating apps and so on and so forth. And I have options on there. At the same time, however, it's like a big part of me, it's like I'm not just grabbing whatever I can anymore. It's like, whatever. That kind of feeling. And just really, like, how do I say? And some of these women I see on there that have been really beautiful too. But just a part of me just feels like, I don't know, kind of feeling. Like, it's not too important, or I don't know, I'm not feeling it, even if maybe the woman looks very nice or stuff. And another big thing too is like, to date them and stuff, I need to go to this other city. Do I really want to put the effort? Do I want to chase that much? I don't know. I don't think I care that much. Before in the past after my divorce when I was like dating. I was like, oh yeah, I'll go to this place, and it's really annoying to get there. And in this place, I'll just seek anything I can, you know, for to potentially have something. I was just doing that constantly. Like, oh, this hot girl's interested in me. Oh yeah, sure, I'll go over there. Oh, this girl thought I looked like one of the members of Kiss, and she just wanted to fuck me basically because she really liked Kiss, and she thought I looked like one of the members of Kiss. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go there and just fuck her, and yeah, good shit. But yeah, I don't have that same like draw as I used to for that. And it's an interesting thought. It's I don't know. I still have like lust that comes in. For a while, I had like no lust at all after kind of my spiritual awakening. But now, as like the ego starts coming back a bit, the lust does come back a bit. So yeah, that's a thing now. Just having that lust again, and it's a bit annoying because the lust does make your brain stupid, make you do stupid decisions, so on and so forth. And I don't know. I don't like that too much because after that whole process, and it's like, oh, did I really want to do this? I don't know if I really wanted to do that. So yeah, unfortunately, like your brain is like thinking horny or whatever, and then I don't know, then a horny passes, and you realize like, I don't know, or was I just thinking with my dick again? But yeah, it's annoying that that's kind of come back recently. It was nice when it was kind of gone. At least it's now less than it was previously in my life. I think not needing validation anymore from another person is helping with that. For the most part, it's really helping a lot. I think naturally that lust comes more often, more from this like really desire to fill this like hole in you, basically. I think, but now when I no longer have that void in me for just wanting another person, I guess it's much less. But yeah, I noticed the lust does come from time to time now, and it is annoying. And yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, and to get it away, and then I feel a bit better, I guess. Oh yeah, this is kind of a long video, but yeah, I wanted to get this all out there, my thoughts and everything, and of course now understanding. Yeah, I do think it is a twin flame connection. It's not trauma bond. It wasn't a narcissist. It wasn't anything like that. She truly didn't ever mean to hurt me. And of course, I didn't mean to hurt her also. I think we truly do love each other. And now I need to live life without her. Right now. Live my own life. And maybe she'll come back one day. Maybe not. But that's besides the point. I need to live life without her. That's what I need to do now. Regardless of how much I love her. And that's the true test of real unconditional love. Not attached to any results. That's what I learned. But of course my own wants, my own needs. Needs is the wrong word. My own wants. Wants her back. But I can't have her back now. That's her choice right now. And I need to accept that. And she needs to just do her own thing, and I do my own thing. And maybe we cross paths in the future, or maybe not. And that's just a really big thing in letting go now. That I don't need her. For the most part, I don't need anyone in that same way I did before. And yeah. But yeah. Oh, good long video. But yeah, thanks for listening. Hope it maybe helps somebody. Probably just me. But yeah. Good, and I'll see you around.